Imagine if time could be controlled, not by machines, but by an ancient artifact. What if every moment we live could be manipulated by a single decision, a single action? This is the story of the last hourglass, a relic that bends time and changes destinies. In the year 2089, Earth was no longer just a planet with a linear history. Thanks to quantum breakthroughs, scientists had discovered that time was not a constant. It was malleable like clay. But these discoveries came with a catch. Time wasn't supposed to be bent. Mara Quell, a brilliant yet enigmatic quantum physicist, was obsessed with a legend, one that had been passed down through generations, but had always been dismissed as myth. It spoke of an ancient artifact, known only as the last hourglass, which had the power to rewrite history with a single turn. The hourglass was rumored to have been created by a lost civilization, one that had mastered time before humanity even learned how to count the years. It was said to be hidden in the ruins of a forgotten city, buried deep beneath the Arctic ice. Dr. Quell had spent her career researching this artifact, deciphering old texts and ancient blueprints. But when she found the final clue, a fragment of an ancient map buried in an old library in Paris, she knew the time had come to find the last hourglass. Armed with nothing but the map and her trusty AI assistant, Alex, she embarked on a journey to the Arctic. As Mara and Alex ventured deeper into the frozen wilderness, they encountered strange occurrences, moments of déjà vu, people appearing out of nowhere, and even entire villages that seemed to exist in two timelines simultaneously. It was as though time itself was breaking apart, and Mara was beginning to realize that finding the hourglass might not just change history, it might tear it apart. After days of battling sub-zero temperatures, Mara finally uncovered the hidden city, a massive ancient structure, seemingly frozen in time. Inside, she discovered the last remnants of the lost civilization. The inhabitants had long vanished, but the hourglass remained untouched by time. As she approached it, she felt an overwhelming presence, a force of nature that seemed to ripple through her mind. The hourglass was not just an artifact, it was a sentient entity. With a trembling hand, Mara turned the hourglass. In that moment, time fractured. Suddenly, Mara found herself standing in multiple versions of the same place. In one timeline, the Arctic city was alive, bustling with energy. In another, it was a desolate wasteland. And in yet another, Mara was a child, playing in the same city she had just entered. Each timeline seemed to overlap, like pieces of a puzzle that couldn't quite fit together. Mara realized that the hourglass didn't just manipulate time, it created paradoxes, infinite realities where every possibility existed. With each turn of the hourglass, she could change history, but at a great cost. Every change rippled out, creating new timelines and splitting reality further apart. Mara stood at a crossroads. She had the power to fix everything, to undo mistakes from the past and save the future. But she knew that the more she used the hourglass, the more unstable time would become. Eventually, the fabric of reality itself could collapse. Just as she was about to make her decision, Alex, her AI, warned her, "If you keep manipulating time, you will lose yourself in these timelines. You may never return to the world you know. Are you willing to sacrifice everything for the chance to fix a single moment?" Mara took a deep breath and, with a heavy heart, made her choice. Instead of continuing to manipulate the hourglass, she sealed it away, returning the artifact to its resting place. The timelines stabilized, and the fractures began to heal. Time, she realized, was not meant to be tampered with. Back in the real world, Mara returned to her life, forever changed. But she kept the knowledge of the hourglass within her, knowing that, even in a world of infinite possibilities, the true power lay not in changing time, but in accepting it. The story of the last hourglass serves as a reminder that while we might have the power to change the past, it is the present that holds the true value. What if you were given the power to rewrite time? Would you change your past, or would you let it be? The hourglass is waiting, but the question is, what will you do with it?